There's nothing quite like watching these beautiful birds in full strut come spring. Of course, I'm referring to the wild turkey. I love these birds. There's over 7 million of them in North America, and that population keeps growing. Now look at these fresh ingredients. We're gonna put together a sourdough stuffing, and I'm gonna use venison sausage. So everything that runs together, we're cooking together. If your freezer is full, you're gonna love this recipe. With carrot, celery, onion, and leek now all chopped up finely, it's important to get everything the same size so that it'll cook at the same rate. I've got some butter in the pan. Now you can see that butter's beginning to brown, and that's really what I want. I'm building flavors. So a little bit of olive oil, which will also have some nice peppery, fruity flavor. And then in goes this beautiful mix of vegetables. Now this mix of vegetables is what the French call mirepoix, and this is a beautiful base for soups and stocks, but in this case, it's really gonna elevate this sourdough stuffing. Now that my flavor base is coming together, all I can smell is the sage and thyme and that rich butter. It's time to get the bread prepared. Now I've got 2 loaves. I've got a sourdough and I've got pumpernickel. Pumpernickel for that classic flavor, and sourdough because it's good and heavy, and it'll sop up and mop up all that incredible flavor. Now it's okay to take these fresh because both of them are heavier doughs. There's no need to dry them. They'll cube up nicely and we'll be able to stuff them in that beautiful bird. Look at this incredible mixture. All that amazing flavor tucked inside. The only problem is I can't put this into the turkey when it's hot. So what I do is I take and I deglaze the pan with chicken stock. So that chicken stock is going to do a couple things. It's going to bring up, look at that, it's going to bring up everything off the bottom from sauteing. The other thing it's going to do is it's going to help to moisten the bread, and it'll begin to cool down that stuffing. This sausage is a beautiful combination of flavors using both pork and venison. The way that I'm going to finish it up is to put some beer in there. So 1 beer goes in, again deglazing that pan, bringing up any flavor that's on the bottom. I'll deglaze it, then I'll concentrate those flavors by reducing the liquid until it's almost dry. But what I'll end up with is beautiful flavor from this beer. With my stuffing out of the refrigerator, it's important to refrigerate it, getting the temperature below 4 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That way, when I stuff it in the bird, it's at a safe temperature. I always use the roasting pan because it's large and flat, and let's face it, there's no point in having more dishes to do. The first thing that you want to do is to make sure to season the cavity. And I'm going to use this coarse salt and season directly inside. It's important because it's a thick protein. You want to make sure you're seasoning it on the inside and on the outside. Then all I do is I begin to stuff. You'll notice I also removed the feet at the knuckle because there's no flavor in there, but if you do have the giblets, so the neck, the heart, the lungs, anything, you can put it in the bottom of the pan and it'll help to make a beautiful pan gravy. Let's get stuffing. Turkey stuffed and ready to go in the oven. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil all over the bird. These birds are not known for being super fatty, so a little extra coating of fat will help immensely. Then pepper on top, and also some fresh ground salt. We've got salt on the inside, salt on the outside, and then you'll notice I had some of the stuffing left over. So on the outside in the pan, this is dressing. I'm going to put foil over top of this, but I'll wait to put it in until about an hour before the bird is done. This now I'm going to put some water in the bottom of the pan. This will keep the cooking environment humid. Now it's time to tent it with some aluminum foil. That aluminum foil will go over top of the bird, and I'll make sure not to touch it. Tenting into the oven at 325 and figure 20 minutes for everything. The smell of this dressing when I open the oven, it smells incredible. That sourdough looks delicious. Now, I rested this turkey for about 30 minutes covered, but I was sure to check the internal temperature. Now, this is key. You want to check the internal temperature of both the meat and the stuffing. When you put the probe thermometer into the meat, make sure you're not touching the bone. And both should read at least 165 degrees. Now, if you want to enjoy wild to table and you want to introduce new people to what it means to be able to hunt this beautiful wild game bird, this recipe is just for you.